Welcome, everybody, to the MadBox podcast. As you know, it is a mad. It's especially mad in Japan. There's all crazy.
We're not going anywhere near that.
People got to be careful about
Tom.
buying Pokemons these days. Well, wait, it's a mad, very mad world. Welcome to the MadBox podcast. I am your host, TinFoil Tom, or as I'm known on Twitch, Mr. Whiskers Loves You, joined every week by my co-host, MfNoah. Noah, how are you doing?
Hello. I'm doing good, man. How you doing?
I would say I am doing the better than our gameplay of we started playing Resident Evil 5 co-op, and I will say we died quite a few times. We died more times than I had anticipated playing that game.
Tom keeps exploding, and I don't know how, and it's kind of insane how he's just attracted to explosive barrels, and then they explode for no apparent reason.
First I'll introduce producer our third on this podcast, our producer Jamie, who's right now probably asleep. If I look at the footage, he needs to. Maybe he'll wake up someday and weigh in on the situation. We're playing Resident Evil 5, and Noah is insistent on exploding the barrels around me while we're trying to complete tasks in the game. We're supposed to be doing our chores in the game. There's no way we're gonna beat it if you keep blowing, and you also keep stealing all the ammunition.
Okay, well, Tom, first of all, you're too slow to get to the ammunition. Okay. Second of all, what are you doing standing around explosive barrels, man?
I'm trying to get around them to get into the placement to do the necessary boss battles, and you're positioning yourself in far enough away that you can explode the barrels and then blow me up. That's not how you're supposed to play the game. This is supposed to be teamwork. This is supposed to be competitive teamwork. You're not supposed to blow me up. It's supposed to be teamwork.
If you would all I'm hearing is someone that doesn't have ammo and is prone to explosions. Continue. What were you going to say?
If you would like to see our playthrough, I think, are we going to shoot for every Thursday on our respective Twitches?
Yeah, I'm okay with that, yeah.
We're going to play Resident Evil 5, and then I will say, Noah, if this playthrough if we're having a good time, Resident Evil 6 also co-op.
Wait, it is? I bought it. It was on sale. I got
5 and 6 are both co-op, and I will say neither game is one of my favorite Resident Evil. I love Resident Evil. Neither.
So you want me to play all the games you hate?
So here's the thing about Resident Evil 5 and 6. They are
Hold on, can we just talk about every time we've started this podcast, like the past 3 episodes, we go straight into Resident Evil.
Well, I think it's fresh on our okay. So I just beat the game last week, and you're still currently in your playthrough. So I think it's fresh on our minds.
I'm very close to being done. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm almost there.
Congratulations.
I just fought Victor. On the bike.
Oh, you're I'd say you're like 80% done with the game. You still have you still have a couple. I think you have 2 main boss fights left.
Okay.
So you're almost there. The game is very good. Resident Evil 9. If you haven't played it, I'd encourage you to go play it. Resident Evil 5 and 6 they're kind of maligned by the Resident Evil fan base, but something that I hear about both of the games is that if you do play them co-op, they're significantly better. And I just don't I don't really play Resident Evil games co-op because I personally find them to be the best. Resident Evils to me are kind of like Silent Hill. I think that they're best served as single player experiences.
Well,
but
I feel like because there's a horror element to Resident Evil games, right? So you're supposed to be immersed and scared a little bit. And I'm going to be honest with you, there's at no point am I ever going to be scared when I have a line of explosive barrels to destroy in front of Tom. At no point will there be any kind of suspense or anything like that because, I'm focused on other things.
Yeah, I think that's for me. I feel 5 and 6 aren't scary. They're both of them are action.
They're more
actiony. They're action. But check us out every Thursday. We'll probably play 5. Maybe we'll play 6. And I've actually never beaten either of those games either. So we're both experiencing at least the further elements of gameplay for the first time. I've only played the beginnings of both of those games. So
why'd you stop? Just because it was not fun?
The AI co-op partners are they always gave you the AI co-op partner, because both of
Yeah.
the games were intended to be played co-op, and the AI co-op partners were always really like poorly controlled.
Really bad. Yeah.
So I was like, this is really frustrating. But everything that I've heard is that if you do play the game with somebody else, they're significantly better. So I think I think it's an easy game to play.
6 Chris or Leon?
So 6 is often gets a bad rap because it's Leon, it's Chris, it's I think it's Leon, Chris, Jill, Wesker's son, some
Wesker's
other random
son?
Yeah, some other Jake.
Jake.
Some yeah, Jake is in the game. Some other some other random lady is like there. 6. It
just has a bunch of characters.
Yeah, 6 has 3 separate campaigns, and you played through 3 separate campaigns, and there's a co-op partner in each one. There's a main hero, so there's like it's Leon, Chris, and Jill, and then there's like a co-op partner for each one of those heroes.
Okay.
But yeah,
cool.
We're gonna every Thursday we're gonna play it. Well, we need to get back into the show. This is the MadBox podcast. Thank you everybody for being here. Every week we talk about all of the things mad, unusual, strange on this podcast. Before we get into the stories, every week we start off with some weird, unusual news stories. I will like to say, if you're enjoying this podcast, please give us a like, please give us a comment. If you're on YouTube, they've got their comment sections, they've got their likes. If you're watching us on watching and listening on Spotify, leave us a rating. Give us a 5-star rating. Give us a review. It really does help. And if you want to go even further, we do an after show every week on Patreon. You can give us a couple bucks and you get a whole extra, basically bonus episode. Or if you'd like to be extra super duper generous, consider supporting us on Ko-Fi. And that goes right into our burrito fund. If we get enough money, we're all going to get burritos. It's going to be a big party.
Big burrito party.
Big burrito party. I almost got a burrito yesterday, Noah. But I didn't.
Again?
I didn't. I got a Baja Bowl.
That's basically a burrito.
Well, I didn't want all the. I didn't want all the. I don't know. I didn't want all the carbs.
You have to stay away from Mexican food until we afford a burrito.
I can't. I can't.
You're banned.
That's challenge level impossible. I can't do that. I like it. I like it too. That's like. There's a couple of foods that I'm
pretty sure I had like a burrito last week, by the way.
Yeah. Plus, my wife is. Well, I know that burritos aren't Mexican, they're Tex-Mex, but my wife is Mexican, so staying away from Mexican food.
I didn't know that.
Yes, staying away
burritos
from
are
Mexican.
not Mexican.
I think they're Tex-Mex. I don't think that the origin is. Obviously tacos originate in Mexico, but I think burritos are a Tex-Mex invention. I don't think that their origin is Mexico originally. I think burritos are.
Well,
I'm pretty sure. Same thing as, I don't know if Jamie wants to comment on this, but did you know the baked bean or the beans on like the beans that they have for the beans on toast, not British, American.
Yeah, well they're baked beans, right?
Baked beans, and then the British took them. It became synonymous with British culture, and then the British people
they just take everything from us.
The British people make fun of the American food all the time, but we invented their beans.
Is that true though? Because I don't know. Is that really true that they took our baked beans?
Well, it's the company Heinz that made the baked beans in the UK, which is an American company, from what I understand.
Son of a bitch! You just can't stop, can you?
No, they just keep.
They're still trying to conquer the world, dude. Well, I say that as an American. That is so fucking crazy.
That's the funniest. Well, yeah, it's like horrible things going on now. I will say we're not going to get into this isn't a news show. Well, it is a news show, but it's not.
We're avoiding politics as much as possible.
We're avoiding politics as much as possible, but I do think it is, since that subject was just brought up, I do not support, and I think that I can speak for all of us. I'm sure we could all speak up.
The British.
We do not support the. Well, yes,
we do
that
not
too.
support the British.
We don't support.
What are you on about?
The act. We don't support the actions currently going on by the administration in charge, or the British.
Thank you for letting everyone know.
Or the British, both of them.
Or the British, yes.
Or the British.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the show. What do you say?
I'm ready.
Okay, what do
Ready
you
to
think?
go, man.
I've got a good story for you, Noah.
Hold on. Before we start, I just want to let everyone know I'm trying my best to keep Tom away from these really depressing murder stories. Okay, and I don't know how well he'll be able to control himself today. Okay, I'm just putting that out there. Okay, we're trying to avoid politics and super depressing murder stories.
Well, why don't we just talk about both? What if we talk about depressing politics?
No, no, Tom, no.
I think that's the way to go. No, this is a heartwarming story. I've got a heartwarming story for you coming out of California.
Okay.
The California toe sucker has been arrested.
Oh, are you so heartwarming, man?
Are you familiar with this story going on?
My heart is warmed.
Out of Modesto, out of Modesto, California. This is breaking news. This happened Tuesday. This is a couple of days ago this happened. So this guy's name is Christian Solario. He's a 28-year-old from Modesto. Apparently, and I reading this story, he saw an unnamed woman. It's a currently unnamed woman at his workplace in February of last year. And he, quote, became immediately obsessed with her, according to the DA's office. And this woman, this is actually terrifying. This woman woke up and this man was just sucking on her feet.
Oh, God.
Imagine you wake up
that's horrifying. In the dead of night, too, in the dark. You don't know what's happening.
Dead of night, in the dark. And I will also point out, this woman, she was in her 20s as well, I believe. She lived with her family. So imagine your daughter's in her 20s, and then so here's from my recollection of the events.
She lived with her so this is her family home. There's a mom, dad, and
her family home in Modesto, California. This man became obsessed with her, stalked her for months. Followed her to her home, waited for her to be asleep, snuck into her house, waited for her to be asleep, and then started sucking on her feet while she was asleep. She wakes up, sees this man sucking on her feet. So I will say this woman I don't think that I would have this level of control.
What did she do?
She realized that she needed to de-escalate this situation to make sure it didn't get worse. So
de-escalate, bro.
Well, she started
de-escalate the scenario.
Well, she started talking to him to calm him down until her parents came in and chased the man out of the house. But I think she realized that if she freaked out, which I don't know if I would have this level of control, she realized that if she freaked out, that this man would probably react poorly. This man obviously wasn't in his right state of mind. If his
I don't understand if he ever had a right state of mind. How could you even make these steps? What is the thought process? He has to be insane, mentally crazy. There's no way.
Apparently his and he did this man stalked this woman for a while. He asked her, he would show up at her it does get worse. He had been following this woman, so this woman was aware of who he was. He showed up at her.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that she saw him. It was it's that guy. She showed up at her job multiple times a day, loitered outside and approached her when she left, asked her out several times, and said, quote, I wanted to take her to Mexico. So he wanted to I don't know,
kidnap her to Mexico.
Well, I think he was trying to get her to go out with him, but obviously this wasn't working. But even still, I will say that this is a very important thing. And I'm going to put this out there. If somebody tells you no, the first time, you know what I mean? You hear those old stories from your grandpappy where they're I just asked by this woman out every day for 17 years until she finally agreed to go out with me. If somebody tells you no the first time, you know what I mean? No means no. So if you go up to somebody, it doesn't matter if you think they're the most beautiful woman, man in the world. If you go up to somebody and they tell you, no, I don't want anything to do with you, leave it alone and move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, you have to have, like, you know, I don't know, a brain about it. I don't think, you know,
Yes.
romance is dead. You can't try, right? But
Well, you could try.
At the same
Yeah.
time, like, you know, write a letter and send it to her or something. Don't show up and wait around and then, you know,
wait.
in the dead of night, suck her toes.
Are you telling me that it's not a reliable dating strategy to wait until somebody goes to sleep, break into their house, and then just start suckling upon their feet?
I definitely think there's better ways to go about it, for sure.
Yeah. No, yeah. I'm glad that this person got arrested. Do not do this. If somebody tells you no, it doesn't matter if your grandpappy in 1917 talked to your great-great-grandmother and harassed her every day for 20 years until she eventually married him. That is not a dating strategy. If somebody tells you no, move on. And do not ever do something like this. Do not break into somebody's house and suck on their feet.
Can I play devil's advocate here for a second? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. I mean, in this day and age, it's really hard to, you know, find the. I'm kidding.
This is not the right way to make a connection. But I am. I will say this woman that she had. I don't know how she kept her calm. I don't know how she managed to de-escalate this. She realized that this was like a deeply troubled individual and like talked him down until I'm assuming her parents like heard people talking and came into the room and chased the guy out.
I mean, it sounds like it's a nightmare event, right? Like, you don't need to be a woman to feel that kind of fear, what she's talking about. Like, imagine just in the dead of night, you just see this like hulking figure sucking on your fucking toes, dude. You're gonna think it's like a monster. Like, it's horrifying. It's terrible. But yeah, I mean, kudos to her for keeping her cool. I would not have kept my cool. I would have freaked out, honestly. I don't understand how anyone could not freak the fuck out.
Yeah, like I think I would freak out. Like I already get, like, if I get woken up by my cat, I'm like, ah, like, you know what I mean?
No,
so,
I do that. I do that in the middle of the night, Carmen. It'll be like, I don't know, something moves on me and I'll wake up and I'll just like freak out. Carmen said one night I woke up, I sleep with the CPAP machine on, and I just like beat the shit out of my CPAP machine. Like, just threw it on the floor, just like started punching it on the floor. I just could not imagine something like that happening, like how I would react. It'd be insane. It'd be crazy.
Yeah, that actually scary. But the California feet sucker has been arrested, and he is now, I believe he's awaiting trial. But yeah, don't do that.
I see there it says he only gets 6 years in prison.
I mean, well, I guess it would be considered assault, right? But like, I maybe because it's like I imagine 6 years is a significant. It's a significant amount of time, but yeah, that's still. I'm
just surprised he's going to prison and not like a mental institution.
Psychiatric evaluation. Yeah, it does seem like something like this does seem like he should probably require some psychiatric intervention.
Because I mean, if he's willing to do that, it seems like, I don't know, 6 years might just give him enough time to think about her more. I don't know. Some psycho.
It's not
stewing in prison.
It's not good. It's not good.
I feel really bad for victims of stuff like that because it really never leaves you, right? Like, if your perpetrator is coming out of prison and you know they're going to be out of prison eventually, like, that's just like someone in the world has it out for you and you just have to deal with that and live with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I hope that nothing like that. I hope that nothing like that happens. But yeah, do not ever do anything like this. If somebody says no, they mean no. Do not do anything like this. Well, I've got another story here for you. I wouldn't say this is a better story, but this is a lighter story. The robots are attacking us. It's finally happened. I think that they're mad about Sora AI shutting down, and the robots we are under siege by the robots.
All those AI girlfriends.
All the AI girlfriends are it's over.
Well, was Sora like ChatGPT, or was it just video strictly?
Maybe we can segue into that after the story. We have video of this as well. So this was 2 separate incidents in a matter of days. 2 separate delivery robots crashed into 2 separate Chicago bus shelters in a matter of days, shattering them. Thankfully, nobody was harmed by these.
What is a delivery robot?
Oh, have you not seen these?
No.
Oh,
Do you have them where you're at?
They don't have them where I am, but I've seen them when I visited Nathan in LA. They're all over LA. So it's basically like it's this little four-wheeled robot. It looks like a cooler with and the eyes are cameras. So it looks like a cooler with wheels and eyes on the front of it. And
What
you do
the fuck?
this is a real thing. And like you order it from like Uber Eats or whatever. And then the people put the hot or cold food in the cooler thing, and then this thing just goes on the sidewalk. And
how long has this been out?
Couple of years.
Has this been a thing? Really? Am I finally old?
You're finally unk status.
Am I finally unk? I didn't know this was real.
Well, it's only in like in major cities. I'm sure that they have them in New York City. Like New York City.
Well, I haven't been to New York City in like maybe a year or so.
It's only in like because it only does like short distance type things. So like it's like a delivery robot will be around for like whatever it is, like a square mile, and like the restaurants in that square mile, this thing will show up. The employee of the restaurant enters a code. The top of the cooler slides open. You put the food in, it slides shut, and then it locks. But people have like
crazy.
People have like attacked these things and like destroyed them.
That's what I'm thinking, right? As people like try to get inside of it.
Oh yeah. Like it's locked, but people have definitely like attacked these things and tried to destroy them. But I will say it does look like the robots are now currently fighting back. They have I guess they can't see the glass of the bus shelters, and they've just driven through a couple of them and like shattered them. And nobody was thankfully nobody was injured, but the company that owns the delivery robots is called Serve Robotics. And apparently they say that they're going to replace the glass of the shelters. But these rogue robots are out there. They are marauding through our city streets. It's kind of insane
that it has that much power to just break. I mean, it's glass, but still.
I think it's going pretty fast.
It doesn't have like a stopping. Oh, there's video of it, actually.
Yeah. We can check out this video really quick. I think this shows it go through. Yeah, okay, here we go. This is the security footage. And now it's dry. It drove right through.
Wow.
It drove right through that thing. Imagine if that was your grandma. Imagine if it just drove right through your grandma.
I'm actually curious if there's any kind of like human injuries that have been made from these robots. They seem pretty slow and avoidable, but there's got to be someone, right?
I think that they're slow and avoidable, but I'm sure that there's been some sort of injury here.
They're fast enough to just plow through a fucking.
It's so weird that
crazy.
It looks like it instead of just going on the sidewalk, it decides to take a detour, and it goes right through the glass. I don't know what it looks like. It was trying to maneuver around, like it registered the bus shelter.
You said it has eyes, and those eyes are how it like sees. So it's kind of like a Tesla, and it doesn't have any kind of like radar technology.
I think it is a GPS built in or something, and then it has those eyes in the front, and that's how it sees if there's like people in front of it or anything.
Why would it go on that side of the bus stop? That doesn't make sense.
Like I think that however this thing is programmed, it like kind of freaked out a little bit. I think the funniest thing about this is there's currently a petition in Chicago to end the delivery robot pilot program.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't want that to happen. I want those things. I want those things everywhere.
Wait, you want the robots? Wait, you want the robots?
The robots. Yeah, how easy to get food. Okay,
you don't want people. You don't want people dropping off your DoorDash or whatever.
Tom, okay, listen. DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers are the fucking worst. Okay, I'm so sorry to say this to you. I have had terrible shit happen to my food. I had someone, deliver. I was supposed to get McDonald's, the Big Arch, actually. I was supposed to get McDonald's.
The Big Arch? You didn't get the Big Arch?
They delivered a paper bag to the door and took a picture of it. All right? And I'm in my computer and I look at it and I'm like, oh, my food's here. Dude, not only did they eat my Big Arch, they dropped off a bag of drugs to my apartment.
Wait, what?
In a paper bag.
what like what was in the bag? What was in the bag? What was in the
It was just like a bunch of weed.
So if I'm hearing this story correctly, it sounds like an Uber Eats driver got really stoned.
Yes.
Decided like this was their job or whatever. They got really stoned. They picked up your order and they were like, you know what? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And then they ate your food. And then they were like, well, I don't have the big arch anymore, but I do have this extra weed.
Yeah. Okay. So there's two things. All right. There's that theory. And my other theory is that maybe he's like a drug dealer and like was going to, like, he just mixed up the drop off and was like, I'm supposed to drop off drugs here and the big arch here. And instead he dropped off the drugs with the big, but that doesn't even make sense because he has to take a picture of it.
Yeah. And the other thing that doesn't really make sense is like, I know that weed is legal it's legal where you are, right?
It is. Yeah, it is. I still don't smoke it because it's like some random weed someone gave me. I'm not gonna. What is laced with something, you know?
But that's what I mean. Is like that doesn't really make sense because it's like, well, weed is legal now. It's like why would I think it sounds like this person got stoned and then picked up your order. I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good.
Okay, I guess they're not the worst person in the world because they at least tried to make up for it. But still, man. It was hungry, bro.
They could have at least left you a note that said like, sorry, man, I was pretty hungry. I ate your food. But
I would have laughed at that. Honestly, I would have laughed.
Yeah, then it's like a story. So we've talked about this in other podcasts, but yes, I do think I think that most delivery drivers are probably fine. I think that there's been isolated incidents.
I mean, there's been a lot, Tom. That's not the only story, Tom.
Maybe it's your area. I've only ordered.
Maybe it's my area. Yeah.
I can't even. I could probably count the number of times I've used like DoorDash, maybe like 6 or 7 times in my life, and those times have all been fine. Like I've ordered, like, you know, my wife and I've ordered like a pizza or something, and like a pizza's shown up, and I'm like, all right, I'm like, pizza's here. I think I've only had one negative experience, and I can tell you my negative experience. It's like nothing compared to yours. I ordered Thai food once, and I think it was snowing, so we didn't want to drive there. And they dropped the food off to the wrong house. They didn't come to our apartment. They dropped it off at a house. So I saw the picture, and I walked around my like area until I found the house, and then I did find the food, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I'm like, this isn't even the right street. But that's like my worst experience is that somebody doesn't know how to use GPS.
Yeah.
So I haven't really had that many negative experiences, but we did talk about, like, you've heard the story about there was a woman DoorDash. She's going to jail apparently. There's a woman. What? Oh, you didn't hear about this story? So there was this was in New York. This was in New York as well. There's a woman DoorDash driver in New York. A man, I believe he ordered McDonald's. So a man, and the story is...
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's a guy who got super drunk, ordered McDonald's, and I think the jury's still out on that, but like the door may have been cracked open a little bit or something, and he took his pants off and fell asleep on the couch. And then he left instructions to just drop the DoorDash off on his step and go away. The woman went into the man's house, and she's going to jail because she went into his house without permission
and filmed him without his pants on. Yeah,
right. And then
and also said he was trying to like
coerce her,
right?
Coerce her into coming inside.
She was like, but in the video, he's just like dead asleep.
Well, he's dead drunk. He's passed out. Yeah. So
Poor guy, he just wants McDonald's. He had a hard day at work. He's drunk. He's like, I fucking hate everything. I just want McDonald's right now.
The story that I read said that she had to like actually open the door of the house. So she lied about that. She claims that, and that's the whole thing, is that there's footage of the entire thing.
The door is open. The instructions is leave at the door. I do it all the time too, because I don't want to talk to anybody. Right? Just leave it at the door. Why is she walking in anywhere?
Well, I think that's like the biggest thing is that she, not only that, I think what happened is she saw the guy through the window, and then she opened the door. And I think that she did it possibly because she was like, I can get content out of this. And I think that this 100%. Is a problem with like, this is 100%. Like, this
We've
is
definitely
like,
talked about this on the podcast before. I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
probably. But that's another example of like, it's like, DoorDash,
Can I give you an example?
DoorDash drivers. Yeah, sure.
A guy delivered the wrong Uber Eats order to my apartment, okay, and then left, and then completed the order, okay, and it was not the food we wanted, but it was food. So naturally,
did you eat the food?
Me and Carmen ate the food. Okay. He came back an hour later with our order and said, "Hey, can I have that food back?"
An hour later?
An hour later. Yeah. And then we said no. And then he asked if we could pay him for what we ate. And I said, "Give me my food and get out of here before I scream, dude. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I think at a point like that, it's like he just has to admit that he made a mistake and like yeah.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is, if it's a robot, they know where to go. They'll take out a couple pedestrians, maybe break a few bus stops along the way. But I'm gonna get my food. And I'm gonna get it right. That's all I'm gonna say, dude.
I guess my only push is that, like, yes, we've got the incident, like the bus stop incident, but I know people that do DoorDash as their job, and like I dislike anything that takes a job away. And I know that like that's a whole different conversation, that like DoorDash doesn't pay its employees well, and you don't make a lot of money, and you're using your own vehicle.
DoorDash is not even like a real job. It's like gig work. No, people shouldn't like make their careers off of DoorDash.
But there are honestly people, like there are people that have to do it though.
That make their living. Yeah, I mean, especially now with the economy and everything, it's hard to get a job. I totally get that. I totally understand that. Yeah.
So that's my only push on, like, I don't want a robot to do a job that it's the same thing with, I've seen there are robots that there are robot baristas now. I've seen robot baristas. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen those.
Actually,
it's a real thing. I've been into places. There's places that do robot coffee shops. I've gone into those, and it's like an arm that ends up like steaming the milk, pouring the latte, doing the shot. And I'm like, I want my things to be made by a real person. Like, I want my food to be delivered by a real person. I want to be helped by a real person. Like, even when you go to like Wendy's and they're like pilot program. Yeah, I think Jamie's pulling up. Yeah, they're
Holy shit, man.
Yeah, it's like all of this stuff.
Bro. That thing looks cool.
No. All this stuff. It's not cool. It's
cool.
Not. It's not. Okay, we're gonna segue
That's like
right
some
into
Star Wars.
No. We're gonna segue right into this, because this is important. This is the story of Sora AI is dead. Hooray! That's what I put in the show. That's what I put in the show notes. OpenAI Sora generative AI is dead. It's not cool. None of this stuff is cool. It's dead. Generative AI is dead. Well, that one looks kind of
cool. The other ones don't look cool. The one that's an arm, but like, you gotta admit, this like giant like egg thing with like 8 arms ready to serve you your drink. That's kind of sick.
I do not. I do not.
Why? Click the top left one, Jamie. That one looks cool too. Top left, yeah. Look at that one, Tom. Come on.
I don't want my coffee being made by Big Hero 6. I want it made by a person.
Yeah, but that one looks kind of cool, though.
It doesn't look cool. I want my things to be made by a real person. I don't want it. I don't want it made by big. I don't want RoboCop to read me my Miranda rights and then give me a cappuccino. I
100% agree with you, Tom. I think I would prefer everything to be humanated, not automated. However you want to say it.
Automated, I guess.
But honestly, do you really think we can hold out for that long? Do you think that we aren't moving towards like automated jobs?
See, I think that the scary thing for me is that, yes, I think it's big industry. It's the companies that are pushing towards more automation, but we don't have systems in place to
stop them.
To stop them. And we don't have the systems in place as like how do we pay our rent when we all, yeah, well, like what are we gonna do when like when you go to the grocery store, when you go to Wegmans, Wegmans is a big grocery store. Deep cut. Well, it's the East Coast. It's the East Coast.
It's primarily only upstate New York.
No, bro. It's in Massachusetts now. They got those everywhere.
Well, I'm saying like, okay, we say East Coast. Okay. Well, I'm just saying where I used to live, we had never heard of Wegmans in southern New York.
Well,
like
I'll say Stop and Shop. I think people have Stop.
Yeah.
Stop
Okay. All right. Deep cut. Deep cut, Tommy.
Is that
Stop and Shop? Shop right. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Greg's.
No, we don't know what Greg's is. What is that?
That's like a British. That's like I think British
Top
only.
What did we talk about with the British in the beginning?
Well, we're gonna take it back. We're gonna take Greg's and we're gonna put them all over the U.S.
Oh, we're taking Greg's.
Don't take Greg's.
They get the cowboy.
We're taking it back. The UK took our beans, so
Listen,
we're gonna
you
take
took our
Greg's.
beans. Yeah, you took our beans. It's time to take Greg's back.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
What do you mean back?
Is Greg's a prime? Yeah, I was about to say, is Greg's prime?
We're taking it back.
You know what? You know what's really funny about Greg's is they did try to branch out outside of the UK, and I'm pretty sure they made like a big song and dance about it in 2003, and then it went very quiet after one store opened and quietly closed in Belgium.
Yeah.
Oh, in Belgium?
Yeah.
Well,
they were making the big
grandiose. All right. I know we're getting on a crazy tangent right now, but I need to know what sets Greg's apart from a normal store.
It's just like Starbucks, right? I think it's like Starbucks.
No,
right?
it's not. It's a place for like pastries and you get a lot of pies and things like that. It's like a little bakery kind of thing.
Well, oh, it's a bakery? I thought it was like a shop.
It's like a little bakery that like sells
store?
like no. It's just a very small. I guess in a sense it's like Starbucks, as in it's quick. Like the stuff is there, it's cooking. You can just choose and things like that. But it's like
okay.
But it's like it's food that people have because it was like super.
It's
cheap
like a Panera
like
bread
that.
without the soup.
There's coffee there, I guess, but I would never. I'd never see someone get coffee from Greg's. That's a really strange choice to go out of all places to get coffee.
Really?
I've never seen
Well,
someone get coffee.
I think we
you
could
go
take
in there.
Greg's, Tom. What do you think?
You go in there and get a sausage roll.
Yeah, you get a sausage roll, pasties. They're pretty nice.
Fish pie.
Not fish pie. No.
Jellied eel.
Yeah. Oi,
That's London.
Oi, give me the minced beef.
Wow. There you go.
Something
along those lines. Yeah.
Something like
right,
that. Give me the mushy peas with the minced sausage on the side.
Before he continues, we gotta stop him. All
Wasn't
right, well, to reset her, we're talking about robot baristas, okay,
Yes.
and how we are going to, as a society. So there is something that Andrew Yang, a 2016 presidential candidate, talked about.
I was on the Yang Gang.
I was the Yang Gang too. I was Yang Gang all the way. He was the only person talking about universal basic income in 2016.
He's still the only person talking about it.
He's still talking about it. He's the only one. Everyone shits on him. They call him a communist and all this shit. But here we go. They're going to have automated trucks. Truckers are going to have no job. They're going to have automated baristas. They're going to have automated software engineers, right? Everything's going to be fucking automated. Dude, they have AI streamers, Tom. They're coming for us.
Well, yeah, I've heard that. I don't know why. Like, I mean, I guess I get it. People are lonely, and they'll watch what's presented to them. But why would you like? That's the whole thing with streaming. Is like when I go into a stream, when I go into a chat, I'm going into a chat.
It's like a human thing.
It's a human interaction thing. Why
I think
would
with
I go into a chat
Neurosama in particular, there is something to be said about how they do it with what they do and all that stuff. I don't know, but I just think it's funny. Like, it's like I use that as an example to show that it's like penetrating all walks of life. We're not going to escape it, so we have to figure out how to live with it. We're gonna have iRobot soon.
Yeah, but Noah, I don't want to be penetrated. I want.
Tom, you're going to be penetrated. There's nothing to stop the penetration. What are you gonna do?
I don't want to be. No, thank you. I say no. Well, we can talk about this is big news to talk about AI. Sora AI, which was the generative video element of OpenAI. So that was all the video stuff. OpenAI is now shutting that down because big surprise, OpenAI isn't making any money. Sora's not making any money. It's just costing them lots of money.
Well, OpenAI is also not making a lot of money because of what they did with the Department of, the Pentagon, rather. How they snaked. They basically fucked over Anthropic and every other AI, and everyone's now buying Claude instead of ChatGPT.
Apparently, yeah.
They're losing money in every angle.
I mean, this is okay. So this is like a deeper cut, but the individual picture. This is Sam Altman, who's the CEO of OpenAI. There is definitely, in my opinion, there is some shady, very sketchy things about him specifically. Did you see that clip? Did you see that clip of him? And I saw the clip. I don't watch them, but I did see the clip online. But there's a clip of all people, conservative broadcaster Tucker Carlson, and he had an interview with Sam Altman. And the clip it's probably the only time where I was like, wow, I'm like, a Tucker Carlson mic drop. I'm like, it's probably one of the funniest clips of him that I've ever seen. But basically there was a person who was a whistleblower for OpenAI, and that person, who was not suicidal or anything, by the way, made that very, very clear, found dead, signs of a struggle, blood all over their apartment, but then they deemed it a suicide. Tucker Carlson in an interview with Sam Altman was basically, yeah, it's the only time that I've seen a clip of Tucker Carlson with him being like, he basically brought all those facts during the interview, and then Sam Altman was like, are you trying to say I had him murdered? Are you trying to say I had him murdered? And he was like, Tucker Carlson's just like, I'm just saying the facts. Seems a little suspicious, no? And then he's like, are you saying, he's like, it's starting to sound like you're saying I had him murdered. And he's like, I'm just saying, he's like, these are the facts. I'm just saying what they are. And it's the only time that I've seen Tucker, I watched the clip and I was like, wow.
So post-Trump, or what's happening now, is Tucker Carlson is coming out and he's saying sensible things, and it's really weird.
It's weird.
It makes me uncomfortable. He's done he's stood up to some pretty people that think they're going on to Tucker Carlson's show as a safe bet, and he's eviscerated them. He's done it multiple times now. He did it with that one, I think it was a senator. I forget his name.
He's done it with a few. I've seen the clips of some of his stuff. It's this
crazy.
He's actually done what I would consider. He's still a pretty awful dude, but
he's terrible.
Yeah. I'm like, at least
it doesn't forgive him for anything else, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, at least he's putting the screws to people like Sam Altman. But to that point, Sam Altman has done there is definitely shady stuff about him, and I don't feel bad that OpenAI is hemorrhaging money, and I think that this is them scaling back to try to remain a company. But Sora AI, their generative AI app, is dead, and Disney had a $1 billion deal with OpenAI to use their generative AI software as part of their basically you'd go on Disney, on the Disney streaming service, and you'd be like, I want to put Big Hero 6 and Mickey Mouse together in a movie and blah blah blah, and they have now pulled out of that deal. Disney has said no, we're not going to do this deal anymore. So Disney withdrew their money. Sora AI shutting down. Big W. I'm hoping that this is the beginning of the end, or at least there's some sort of domino falling here.
I would like to go back. I would like to revert. I would not like AI anymore. I would enjoy that. And I hope you're right. I do. I hope you're right. Because it's terrible.
Hope so as
the
well.
person, by the way, was Ted Cruz. Thank you, live studio audience.
Ted Cruz.
Yeah, they mistyped Tom Cruise, and I almost said Tom Cruise.
It was Tom Cruise. But yeah, that is crazy. Tom Cruise. I thought about that too, where I'm like anytime, I saw that clip of Tucker Carlson basically blasting Sam Altman, and I was like, what the hell? I'm like Tucker Carlson actually putting the screws to one of these.
It's crazy. I hate agreeing, dude. Who else? Marjorie Taylor Greene. I hate agreeing with her. It's not right. It's terrible. It's weird.
Well, I mean, what's the saying? Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
True.
I think it's
very true.
But also, I think it's Tucker Carlson. I think that somebody I don't know about Marjorie Taylor Greene, But I do think that Tucker Carlson is savvy enough that he knows that like there's a swing, and like now
There's a
people
swing. Everyone, the writing is on the wall, Tom, for all of them.
right. So
for all of them, they're picking their sides, and they're trying to figure out how to save their careers. That's essentially what's happening. Yeah.
Right. He's trying to appeal to a broader base so that he doesn't get like when things do swing back in the other direction, that he still has a platform. So like I'm like, I think that this is just showing that he's more savvy than some of these folks.
For sure.
I wish it shows that he's capable of real journalism. And I'm like, I wish you would do this more often. And then you'd be a more respected journalist. You wouldn't just be the other funniest thing is like there's an old
the messed up thing is too, he's like the only journalist actually doing that though. Getting people on
one of the few, yeah.
I feel like he's the only person that can do it, because all these people are avoiding, that kind of confrontation. So they're choosing their podcast hosts or their interviewees, like, interviewers meticulously, and then they just get blindsided by Tucker Carlson because he's just
Tucker Carlson out of nowhere with the RKO.
Yeah. All right, let's recenter again, and maybe go to another news that you have for the. I don't want to steal your thunder. The murder, not the sad one.
You don't want to talk about
confusing one. No, the confusing one. No, we're not going to talk about the sad one.
Are you sure? Oh, maybe we'll talk about the sad. Okay, maybe we'll talk about the sad one on the after show. So if you want to hear about what the sad story is, maybe on the after show. We will talk about this other murder. So I was it's funny because Noah and I were on the same page about this. We both brought this story up, and I'm still confused by it. But there was so I had to look up because I was like, is this what cornhole is? And I was like, oh, so Jamie might not know what cornhole is. Cornhole is like the game that you play at like or your dad plays at barbecues after they've had a few beers. It's like basically this big like wooden it's like a target. It's like like a big wooden target with holes cut out of it. You throw a beanbag through it. And
from a distance.
So there was a professional cornhole player who is also, which I am also deeply confused by this, which is like, in one way, I'm like, this man sounds inspirational, but also not. He's a professional cornhole player.
Well, he's inspirational depending on how you look at it. Tom.
Depending on your perspective.
Depending on how you look at it, yes.
He's a quadruple amputee who's also a professional cornhole player, which that is inspirational. He rose above his disability and he became a professional cornhole player, which is inspirational.
Yep. Very inspirational.
However, he has now been arrested for a fatal shooting. Apparently, he also knows how to use guns and got into an argument with a friend and shot them to death.
Which is also inspirational if you are trying to murder and you are afraid that maybe I can't do it, right? Maybe I don't have the chutzpah to do it. Just remember, a quadriplegic man was able to follow through. Just saying.
Right. If you're having trouble getting out of bed to go to work in the morning, just remember that a quadruple amputee professional cornhole player can rise and grind and commit horrible murder,
commit horrible acts.
Commit horrible acts.
So how did it go down? How did he do it?
So the man's name is Dayton Weber. He's 27, and this is more or less breaking news. This happened a couple of days ago. They're still investigating, but he's a quadruple amputee. He's got no arms, no legs. He has he has like, prosthetics. And he is in La Plata, Maryland, and this is 30 miles south of Washington, D.C. Apparently, he got into a heated argument with somebody and shot them. He pulled out a gun and shot them. He shot them in his car. The victim's name was Bradrick Michael Wells, also 27. And apparently, they pulled over. He asked for help. He asked a passerby to help pull the victim out of the car. The person refused, and at that point, Weber left and fled with the victim still in the car. And nearly
Wait,
2 hours.
wait.
Uh-huh. He was driving as well. He was driving as well, yeah. So again, inspirational. That's the confusing thing here.
How is he doing all these things? He has no limbs, Tom.
Like I said, if you put your mind to something, anything, you can do it. Look at
it is really inspirational. Seriously.
That's
I mean, imagine driving,
Uh-huh.
shooting someone to death, and asking someone all in the same, span of time to help pull the victim out of the car and possibly dispose of the body, having no limbs.
This is a bit of a head scratcher. I will say, yeah, that's the sad. So it's both sad and confusing. By all intents and purposes, it does sound like Dayton Weber is like on the outside, kind of an inspirational individual. Like, learned how to drive, learned how to play a professional. I mean, I guess cornhole is. I didn't know cornhole.
I didn't know cornhole was a sport either. I didn't know that. Yeah,
but like became
also learned how to shoot a firearm.
Also learned. Well, I did read further in the article that if there is a YouTube channel associated with Weber's, and they
wouldn't have. So from what I read was that they wouldn't have even thought about it if they didn't see the social media footage of him firing a gun.
Yes. So
there was video of him showing off that he, as a quadriplegic, knows
how to fire a gun.
Yeah, knows how to fire a gun. Yeah.
I also, I never understood, and like this is like all we can do is speculate because there's no like definitive reason as to why. I never understood why this is a common reaction that somebody gets into an argument with somebody else, they pull out a gun and shoot them. I never understood why, especially like this person seemed like they knew each other, like they were in the same car together.
I think in this particular scenario, if I could guess, maybe the quadriplegic has a chip on his shoulder about something. Who knows about something? 4 things maybe. And maybe the other guy was somehow pissing him off about that certain topic. Right, and then he just loses it. Maybe his friend over years has been treating him poorly because of that or whatever. Right?
It's all speculation at this point.
It's all speculation. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't really know, but very sad. Apparently, at least according to the article, 2 hours later, a resident of Charlotte Hall, Maryland, about 14 miles away, called to report there's a body in my yard, and so also. Inspirational in a way, Weber.
How did he do that?
He managed to pull the guy out of his car.
Pull a human body out of his car.
This is a very confusing story. And then detectives found Weber's car. So apparently Weber kept driving. They found Weber's car 100 miles away in Charlottesville, Virginia, and that's when they got a arrest warrant for it.
He drove 100 miles.
Drove 100. I mean, I think he was panicking at that point. So like he was in panic mode, drove 100 miles away. And eventually he was arrested at a local hospital where he was seeking justice for a medical issue. So I assume that he was in full panic mode.
Seeking justice for a medical issue? What does that mean?
I mean, I assume that he was like in panic mode and just like, understandably so. Like if you just murdered somebody, I'm sure you're in a very heightened panic state. But Weber is currently under arrest. They have this court date scheduled for sometime in April, and for all intents and purposes, it does sound like Weber is probably going to get. I mean, I assume that this is like a manslaughter charge.
Yeah, I assume it. Yeah, I don't think they're going to show any leniency, but. That's going to be a very weird prison time for sure for everyone involved.
Mm-hmm. Weber is and Weber is like even looking at this, the Today Show has featured Weber. ESPN has profiled Weber. Weber was legitimately famous and like inspirational. Apparently also played football, did wrestling in high school. Also profiled for in the Today piece, taught themselves how to drive racing go-karts.
That's
this
crazy.
was like a person that like yeah, it's like super
That's really
super
insane.
sad, super
Yeah.
sad.
I have a question from the live
curious.
studio audience. Tom, how did they arrest him?
They found he was reported. They found him at a hospital.
No, but like how?
They like how did they handcuff him? It's
a question. Where do you cuff?
I will say, and I will address the studio audience. I will address the people listening. I am not a member of law enforcement, and I don't know what protocol they follow for a quadruple amputee. I assume
That's gonna be precedent. Let's just be honest. They picked him up, bro. They lifted him or something. What is he gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I think that the person, I think Weber, if I'm understanding this correctly, I saw a picture. They do have prosthetic like feet, so they can walk.
Oh, okay.
I assume that they have some sort of prosthetic so that they can drive. So I assume that they have like prosthetic arm limbs as well.
Yeah, cyborg stuff.
But I do think that they probably at this point I think that Weber was just like sure and just went along. Like it sounds like they weren't doing very well. But this is a very confusing situation. Very
what if he
sad
started
too.
resisting? What do you do in that scenario as a cop? I just love seeing Tom's face. We can move on.
I don't know what I would do. I think this is I think that this is one of those situations that if I could put myself in the shoes of whatever police officer arrested Weber, this is the after work on Friday night when you're at the policeman's bar, you're going to be like, I had the damnedest day.
The damnedest day. That's how you start that.
I had the damnedest day.
I had the darndest thing happen to me today.
I had the gee golly darndest thing happen to me today. I think that this is like a once in a lifetime type case. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Once in a career.
I mean, that's got to be precedent. Surely that hasn't happened before.
I mean,
surely.
I'm tempted to say a joke, but I don't know if I want to.
We can move on to the next topic. Jamie, how long do we have until the viewer submissions?
I was about to say that if you want to do one more story and call it there, because you pretty much are hitting the hour mark now.
Okay.
Also, final thing before you do move on, I have been requested to fact check you that Mexico did have the burrito. It's not Tex-Mex. It originally started in North Mexico, but I believe the burritos that Americans are most familiar with are probably Tex-Mex, but a burrito is originally from North Mexico.
Wait, so you're saying there's some secret Mexican burrito that I have never tasted before?
Perhaps. That's only from what I've
that's
obviously
where the
been reading
burrito
of what
fund
people
goes to. We get
we
get real burritos.
But anyway, that was a request, so you've got a little bit of
Thank you,
Jamie.
So
you're half right. Essentially, is
so a certain type the burrito that most people would picture today is a Tex-Mex type thing.
I think so, if what I'm reading is correct. Yeah.
Okay. We'll do some more research next week. We will explain what a real burrito is supposed to be.
The serious lore of a burrito is what we need to go into next week.
What if we just do a 3-hour deep dive into the beginnings of the burrito?
Jamie, while we have you here, what's in the box?
Yeah, Jamie, would you mind telling us what's in the box?
No, you're not allowed to know what's in the box. You gotta wait till the next producer hour before you can take a guess.
Is there a burrito in the box? By the way,
It could be a burrito. You could guess burrito next time. That's what you could do.
We're guessing burrito.
Yeah.
Oh, I would. Maybe after the show we'll get a burrito. That does sound good.
For anyone who has not seen the previous episode, there is a game known as What's in the Box, where I make Tom and Noah guess what is in the box. They only get one guess each, nothing else. They don't get any hints or anything. They just see the box, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
What if there's a box?
Jamie will tell us after this podcast.
Jamie loves dad jokes. There's probably a box in the box.
I don't love dad jokes. What do you mean?
Oh my God, you're right. Okay, we're guessing that. 100% we're guessing it. You can't change it, Jamie.
Jamie's gonna be like, there's a series of smaller boxes inside the box. I can
Could be.
already picture it. I can already picture it now. This is like a classic Jamie joke. Ah, there's progressively smaller boxes inside the box.
Okay,
That does
let's
seem
move on
like
to the
something I'd
next
do.
news topic.
All right,
Let's see if we can fit one in real quick.
This one is a Jamie story. There was last week. There was a UFO sighting in Skinnigrove Beach, England. And what is suspected is that this was actually an alien base that was found. This is what UFO Sightings Daily has reported, is that this footage actually shows, you can see this, whatever this UAP, this UFO is that's rising out of the water. Now, what is suspected about a lot of UAP sightings is that the reason that we don't see a lot of we don't see where UFOs go, UAPs, is that they actually originate a lot of the time from secret underwater bases. And this is true. You can fact check me on this. I believe it's
this is 100% true.
This is true. This is definitely a UFO. But 71, I believe it's 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water. And much of that is unexplored. So I don't think it's that much of a stretch of the imagination to think that if UFOs, if UAPs existed on planet Earth, the most likely place that they would set up their bases and hide to deploy would be somewhere underwater. And what
I do agree with that. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And what they suspect is that this was there might be some sort of secret alien base under the water in Skinnigrove Beach, England, and that this footage that you're seeing now.
Why would they be so close to England of all places?
That's a good. This could just be
because England's great.
Well,
England stole our beans.
Well, England stole our beans, correct. England also has Greg's, and they have Jamie. So, do you think Jamie's
Whoa! I don't like this. I don't like these insinuations going on here.
Jamie, did you hear about this story? Was this covered in all the English tabloids and all the English news services?
No, this is the first time I'm actually hearing of this. I didn't see this anywhere.
I had to go all the way. I had to go all the way to UFO Sightings Daily
to find the footage.
to find the footage of this clip. I do think it's cool. I don't know what this is, and that is something that it does come out of the water.
Does it come out of the water or go into the water? Can I see it again one more time?
Yeah, hold on.
I believe it comes out of the water and then hovers and then disappears for 3 minutes. Or disappears after 3 minutes.
It looks like it's already out of the water in the video.
I think if I
and then
read
it goes
this
in, it just fucking disappears.
Well, I think that's when it activated its
cloaking device.
Its hypergravity propulsion system, and then
flew up. It's hypergravity propulsion system. Yeah. I see.
It used element 115, activated the gravity warp drive, and then flew off into the next dimension.
I don't think we see it come out of the water, but we definitely see it disappear afterwards.
It definitely disappears very fast.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder, man.
I don't know. Keep your eyes on the sky in England. Keep your eyes on the sky.
Do you think, Tom, we will see aliens or just UFOs, like a real concrete evidence of a UFO in our lifetime?
I will say, when you started talking about will we see UFOs, all I could think about was, do you remember the raid Area 51 raid thing that was going on
Naruto run to Area 51?
The Naruto run. I could think about was there was a picture from that time. Somebody who went to the raid had a sign that said, it said something to the effect of, "I can't wait to clap them alien booty cheeks."
I see. I see. Should Alba be concerned?
No.
Oh, okay.
But that is a question that I have for you. If alien disclosure is on the horizon, will there be intrepid explorers who do indeed clap them alien booty cheeks?
There will definitely be at least one person seeking that for sure. If there is someone that has been caught sucking on toes in the middle of the night in a random person's house, there's definitely someone seeking alien sex for sure. 100%.
It's gonna happen.
I think it really depends on what the aliens look like. Are they anthropomorphic, or are they, you know, eldritch horror creatures? You know what I mean?
I mean, let's say the aliens are the classic, like, big eyes, like gray alien creatures that are like depicted in a lot of science fiction. Let's say that. What do you think about that?
Definitely someone's looking for that. I mean, especially since it's already been like that media has been out for so long. There's definitely already someone. I'm just saying, dude. There's definitely someone already. Rule 34. There's definitely someone already. I'm just saying. I mean, even in our live chat, there's got to be at least one person in the live chat that will. I volunteer as tribute. It's probably I can already picture. There's got to be at least one. Unless someone would like to come forward from the live studio audience, that surely that can't be true.
I do think that we will get alien disclosure at some point. Something that I heard that does make a lot of sense is that people aren't ready for that sort of news. And I mean, look at COVID. Like, look at how crazy people got over toilet paper. And now you're going to say, oh, there's aliens here. People, I don't think, are ready to handle this sort of news on a mass scale. I wish that they were, but people were fighting over toilet paper in Costco. So it's like, yeah, I don't think we're ready as a, I hope that I'm wrong, but I don't think that we're ready as a species, as a society
to handle it.
I don't think we can handle it. I think the majority of people would be really dumb about it, and I think they'd go crazy.
What would your reaction be? My reaction would be, wow, that's cool. And then I would play more video games.
Yeah, I think I've already accepted that the universe is too vast, it's too infinite. So much of it, I mean, look at like I said, even on planet Earth, 71% of the Earth's surface is covered in water, and much of that has been unexplored. And we're constantly finding new species and new of animal and plant life that we've never seen before. And like, that's on planet Earth. So, and I think if we're finding those things here now, the likelihood of there not being something else out there in the universe is so impossibly small that I've already accepted that it's true, that there has to be something else out there. There must be.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you. I've already accepted it's true. Even if it's not true, I'm in the camp that it is true. So
I think the question
whether we've seen it or if they contacted us, that is up for debate.
That's
but
up for
I definitely
debate.
think there's something out there. Hey, listen, Obama thinks there's something out there. That's all I'm going to say, dude.
Right.
Everyone loves that guy, except for
even
except for
even probably did like him at some point until he made fun of him at the White House press dinner or whatever that was, and then that was definitely the turning point. You could see the look of the look on that person's face just turn into like that was the anger that like turned the whole thing.
In a way, it's kind of Obama's fault.
That has been speculated that dinner was because he roasted him so badly that it made it. Yeah, I mean,
the villain. It is what it is. All right, but let's
that
move
was
away from the politics.
The villain origin story. Well, all right. I think that we're gonna go into the break segment, and then we're gonna get into viewer stories. Is that right?
Yeah, it is. So we'll see you guys shortly. So
all right, see you in a minute, everybody.
Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye. Hello, everybody. I'm Tom from the MadBox podcast. Skibbity, and I want to talk to you about Patreon. Yes, if you enjoy this podcast, then maybe you should consider supporting us on Patreon. We don't really get paid anywhere else for doing this show, so if there is any support while we build up the channel and hopefully get monetized in the future, It would be nice to see any support that comes from viewers that are able to give something. Over on Patreon, we have many tiers, such as the tier that's $6 a month that will give you exclusive 30 to 60-minute episodes of the MadBox podcast each week. Basically, that's just a place where we talk about the stuff we didn't get to talk about that week, and we leave it there for our Patreon viewers. We also have an exclusive episode of the MadBox podcast on the Patreon right now, which is a Make Me a Believer, where me, Tom from the MadBox podcast, Skibbity, tries to convince Noah, my other podcast member, into believing that Bob Lazar is legit. Pretty cool, right? What do you have to say about this, Noah? Wow, wasn't that insightful? That's really good. So why don't you head on over to Patreon now for the MadBox podcast and help support our members today. If you can't, that is absolutely fine. All we ask for is you share the podcast with your friends or subscribe to the channel as we are live every Sunday, only on YouTube. Maybe we'll be somewhere else, I don't know.
Are we back?
Yeah, we're back. We're
Are we
here.
back?
We're already here. Look at you. Eating, stuffing your face.
I'm having a biscuit.
Yeah.
All right, hello
guys.
everybody. Jamie's gonna talk while I'm chewing.
What?
Gonna be talking while
What?
chewing. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with this is the first time we're doing this segment, but this I don't think we've even really got a name for it. But it's oh, I just realized I got my wrong
I'm back.
thing switching. You're back. Welcome.
I'm back.
All
Welcome
right,
back. But
we're back.
But yeah, we are we're gonna be doing a new segment this week, which is where you guys have sent in your spooky stories, and we're gonna have Tom and Noah react to them, or listen to them. You know, little nice little things like that. So we got a couple that came in, which would be quite nice. If anyone who is listening wishes to send stories for future segments like this, a strange paranormal event that happened to you, or just a very silly story, you can always send one of those in too. If you go to the MadBox podcast Discord, there's a little area there where you can type in your stuff, and what will happen is you can either send in a little video of yourself telling the story, or type it out, and if you type it out, I will do a little narration, because that is what I have done for a couple of today's stories. Are you guys ready?
Jamie, let me ask you this. If they want to submit instead, hear me out here. If they want to submit, like, you know, the like Penthouse magazine, when people would write those like kind of like softcore erotica stories, if they write those, will you narrate those?
I will narrate whatever is said in a very serious tone. So if it's the dumbest story imaginable, I will read it as if it's a horror story.
Shouldn't have said
Okay.
that.
So anybody in
Shouldn't
the
have
chat,
done that.
if you want Jamie to read softcore erotica,
Well, we're not going to
you
read
can write whatever you
erotica on
want.
the stream, am I? It's like it's YouTube,
Well-
you dipshit.
Yeah, but you know.
Well,
No.
I don't know. I guess maybe you should.
You said you would read whatever was given.
If it's stupid, yeah, and it works within YouTube's guidelines, I'm not going to read out pornography just on stream.
Okay,
Well,
what if
it's within YouTube's guidelines?
If you guys are wanting to listen to that, then sure, I'll have it narrated for you
You just put
guys.
Spider-Man and Elsa with it, and then it's within YouTube's guidelines.
Ah, I see. I
Okay,
see.
Yes.
Okay, hear me out. I'm gonna set up the story for some intrepid future novelist to write something for Jamie to
Oh,
narrate.
great.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the scenario up. Noah is camping
Oh,
in
no,
the
no, no,
woods.
no. No. Wait, hold on. Wait, no, I'm against it.
Suddenly,
now I'm
this
against
is
it.
against it all of a
You
sudden.
lost.
No. Hear me out. Somebody in the chat like blackout night. So Noah's camping in the woods, and then he's alone, and then suddenly, out of the clearing in the forest, a sexy Bigfoot stumbles into Noah's camp. What happens next?
Wait, hold on.
What happens next?
How sexy?
I'm impressively sexy.
Oh, wait, hold on now. Hold on now.
Mhm.
Jamie, would you read that out?
Sure, if it's within the YouTube guidelines, you guys can listen to Noah getting it on with a sexy Bigfoot. If someone writes that in the Discord. So there
Okay,
you
good.
go.
Thank you, Jamie.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
no one will go to ChatGPT right now to do that exact thing.
Nobody will go to ChatGPT with the prompt of Noah is camping by himself.
I'll say if it
alone.
feels ChatGPT, I'm not reading it out. I'm not reading literally a thing you've not read yourself. These are vetted, I will say, before they come out and be read.
I just want a section in the story to talk about how the Bigfoot, in its strong, muscular arms, cradles Noah in its arms.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is
Big,
something.
strong, muscular Bigfoot arms.
Yeah.
I heard they're migrating.
They are. I put an extra story in. They're in South Carolina.
They're coming to me.
Well, so
there you go.
We'll talk about it in the after show, but apparently they were in South Carolina and then they went to Tennessee, and I think that they're working their way up to you. But there was another series of Bigfoot sightings from January in South Carolina. So they have been migrating, starting in the South, going all the way up to Tennessee, and now they're going up.
Yep.
Or Ohio, rather.
Dude.
They were in Ohio.
Yeah, I'm waiting.
Okay. You guys ready for some spooky stories?
I'm freaking ready, man.
Here we go. All right, this first entry is going to be from one of our users, Eshin. He worked within the Shanghai tunnels, and he has a story for us to say, and it's decided to
not play.
Decided to not play, but
Yep.
don't worry. I will play it
How it
again.
goes.
Here we go. Read the reactions. See if this plays all okay. Let me know if you guys can hear it when I...
Hello, everyone.
We'll give a shout out to Eshin as well. Eshin streams on Twitch as Eshin242. Give him a follow.
There you go.
Hello, everyone. My name is Eshin. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I wanted to call into MadBox today to explain my paranormal experience in the Shanghai tunnels. Before I go forward, I want to explain what the Shanghai tunnels were really quickly, and then go into my experience. So Portland is on a river, and being in the Pacific Northwest, it rains here a lot. And when the city was first founded, the streets, whenever it would rain, would become extremely muddy and impassable. And so one way to work around this was to connect all the buildings in Old Town Portland together with a series of tunnel on the basement level. So you, in theory, could get from the waterfront where the goods came in and head all the way into pretty much any part of Old Town Portland to bring your goods into the basement without having to deal with the muddy streets. Now, at some point, these tunnels became a haven for criminals and opium dens and various other types of illegal activity. And one of those activities was called Shanghaiing. And what Shanghaiing is that when a ship would come into town, these sailors would either be rich with money or they just were like, I'm done, I'm over it. And they would leave the ship. And suddenly these ship captains would need crew to man the ship and to take it off to far off ports. And finding a crew sometimes was very difficult. So one way you could do this was to Shanghai somebody. And there were bars in Portland that would have things like Deadfalls, which is a secret
Hold on,
trap
can you
door in the
pause it
bar
real quick?
that would drop you into a
Shanghai is a crazy term that they use for this.
I think it's a real. I think it is a real term, and I'm familiar with what Eshin is talking about as well. I think that's where is it a colloquialism? Is that the wording? Like when you say like when there's something that it's like ubiquitous to something else.
Yeah.
Ubiquitous. So I do think that's a thing that these drunken sailors they would, yeah, like what he's saying. This was a real thing, and this was like a noteworthy part of Portland's history. Is that basically people were kidnapped and then forced into servitude on like ships in exchange for their, like, they'd let them go,
Holy
but they were like
shit.
forced into it. But like I think this was the early 1900s.
Yeah.
But that
I don't-
underground.
by the way, Jamie, I didn't mean to pause. I don't know how much commentary you want with these things. I don't know if you want them to just play out
Be the story.
entirety of
I
it.
think
Yeah.
I think this one's fine just because it's obviously one of the longer ones. The others I think are like
Yeah.
2-ish minutes, so they probably will be
Mhm.
told pretty quickly. But
Okay.
but yeah, this one's around the 5-ish minutes, so I think it's fine. If you want to pause, just ask to pause. Also, apologies
Okay.
to obviously anyone listening. I know the audio on Eshen's one's a little
Little
bit
low.
quieter than, but the others I believe are regular volume. So yeah, it's just this one.
Yeah.
I didn't have time to turn up the audio properly before the
Yep.
the show, but yes.
But yeah, and I do think, just, I don't know if Eshin goes into it in this, but he did work as a tour guide, I believe.
Yeah, I wouldn't
in
jump
these
ahead yet because I
tunnels.
think he's gonna probably.
Yeah,
get
yeah,
to
yeah.
that.
Don't spoil it.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, just to give people, I just want to give people context that, like,
Yeah,
he
but
is,
that's what
I
he's
would
doing now.
consider-
He said he's
Oh,
giving
he does do it.
context. Yeah, well, he's doing. That's why he's explaining Shanghai and
No,
stuff.
no,
You're
like that.
spoiling, Tom.
I mean, why would he not tell people about
no.
that? That's literally where the story happens.
Okay,
What
I'm
do you
locking
want?
in. Press play. I'm locking in. Press play. My bad.
Let's
My
lock.
fault.
Let's lock in. Let's lock in.
Or you would drop into the basement below and grabbed and pulled into a cell, and you would be given knockout drops. And by the time, and then sold to these ship's captains.
Wow.
And by the time you got out to, or came to from the knockout drops, you were out past the bar, and the only option was either to jump off the ship, which you couldn't do because you were in the ocean, or just ride out the voyage. So
Wow.
that's a whole other story. I won't go into too much further detail, but some of these tunnels still exist. And when I was in my 20s, I had taken one of these tours with a friend and realized I'd been on the tour many years ago when I was in my 8 or 9. And I actually talked to the tour director about this, and he was a really nice guy. His name was Mike, an amazing storyteller. And I said, hey, you know what? I'd love to volunteer taking these tours through. And he's like, wow, that would be wonderful. And so for the next few months, I would help take tours through. And it wasn't anything fancy. I just, walk behind the tour, make sure everything was closed up behind them, make sure there were no stragglers. Pretty basic stuff, but it was kind of cool to take on these tours. And we'd get all kinds of different tour groups. And one of these tour groups,
See, I wasn't surprised by this
was a
because
bunch
of Tom.
of, I guess, grade school kids, which I always love taking kids through because unlike adults who tend to be skeptical and, or just, I don't know, not maybe buy into the mythos, which is fine. You do that when you get older. Kids were always like, wow, what? This is amazing. And so it was always fun to just kind of see that sense of wonder on their face, even though we were really walking them around underground of a city block through different parts of that connected area. And so I'm on a tour one day, and we had this area called the Deadfall Room. And the Deadfall Room was, like I said earlier, there was a trap door where the bartender would push a buzzer, a light would come on down, he'd push another button, and the trap door would fall down, and the people would grab him and, throw him into the cell. And as we're done with the tour, nothing unusual about it. We're leaving, and Mike comes up to me just straight-faced, and he's like, hey, Eshin, did you see the person of color on the tour? And I was like, yeah, he was the last guy. He was the last guy in the room on the Deadfall Room. And Mike looks at me directly in his face, and he goes, all right, where is he? And I'm like, okay, whatever. And the whole tour leaves, and there's not a single person of color on the tour. And so it was that time that I realized, these tunnels are haunted. And it was definitely one of those things where you knew you saw this thing, and it was definitely there. And then to have Mike come up to me and just ask me, and me going, oh yeah, it was this, and then it's not there, was just really creepy and really scary. And it was not the only time I had paranormal experiences giving those tours. Just random things where I would hear buzzers and sounds from areas that just there was nothing there, and the businesses above them didn't have anything that sounded like a buzzer. Mike had a lot of stories about stuff he had seen down on the tours. All in all, it was one of those really interesting experiences, and I'd like your thoughts on it. Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you, Eshin, for your submission.
Thank you, Eshin.
Yeah.
Make sure you give Eshin. I think he streams every Saturday. Eshin242 on Twitch. Thank you for that submission.
That's crazy. I have so many questions.
Story.
I have so many questions. I have questions that aren't even related to the spooky story, to be honest with you. It's more about Portland itself.
Yeah, I could probably. What is the question? Maybe I can answer.
So, okay, so wait. So there's these tunnels that they used to kidnap people from to put them on a boat to work on a long voyage?
Yeah, I guess that was
my question.
The
is,
idea.
They wake up and they're on this boat, and Eshin said they could either jump off or ride out the voyage, right? What forces them to work? Did they like force these people to work? Like actually?
I think it was just I think it was like physical threats. Like they would be. So I think it was like, do the job and your safety will be guaranteed or not.
Oh my God, that's horrifying.
I think it was one of those things. And I think it, from my recollection or like my knowledge, I mean, like it really wasn't that long ago that like, the West of America was settled. So it's like, I don't think it's that, like, I think it was a much more lawless place, especially in a place like Portland and like Washington area, which was like, some of the last areas of the United States to be settled. And it's like, I don't think it's that crazy to think that like in the late 1800s, like less law enforcement, it's like there was a much more lawless type place.
Yeah,
something like this could happen.
It's really crazy. Yeah, and I guess they give tours of those tunnels. Scary shit, man.
So I've never gone on one of the tours, but I've seen video and pictures of them, and I know that the tour that he's talking about now is the original owner. I've seen interviews with the original owner. He has since passed. He seems like he was a very nice guy. Eshin worked for him. There's a new owner, and I believe the new owner owns a pizza place, and you get into the tunnels themselves through his basement.
The pizza place. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of like these, but a lot of US cities are like this, where it's like, Seattle is like this as well, that there's like an older city and then the newer city is built on it. So like that's how Seattle is too. And that's what the tunnels the tunnels that you're accessing are basically the ruins of the old city. Yeah. And a lot of US city, which is kind of crazy because New York City is kind of the same way, where it's like, the old subway tunnels and like old, like, and it's crazy to think that above, like we live above the ruins of like an old America in a way. Yeah. So every major city is probably like that, where like there's probably these vast expanses of like, that's the thing, the Portland tunnels, there's like bars, there's rooms, there's jail cells, there's like a whole tunnel system underneath the city.
That's really cool.
That's really cool. That's the scariest thing to me, is that, so I'm going to play devil's advocate and say, even in Eshin's case, he probably did see something supernatural. But I also think the scariest thing to me is a lot of people know how to access these tunnels. And maybe Eshin did see a real person.
Oh, you think maybe like someone snuck onto the tour or something and then disappeared?
It could have been somebody just like living underneath the city.
I mean, it could be, yeah.
And like,
it could have just been I think that the dude doing that.
I think that's a real possibility as well, is that like maybe, because it's like you're basically like you're going into like an underground city basically. Yeah. And like maybe he saw a person.
I assume there's a lot of people that died in those tunnels, no?
There's probably a lot of people who died. I mean,
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't even believe in ghosts, but like, if he saw something weird, that is the place to see something weird happen. No. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the thing. When he's talking about the dead drops, that's how they got a lot of these like drunken, basically like you'd get into port because Portland, like Portland, port city, Portland, it's like a port city. So like you'd be on your ship, you'd get into Portland on like your, you know, your day off or whatever. You'd go to the bar, you'd get drunk, and the dead drop would be like you'd fall through the floor. And that's when they would like kidnap you. So I think a lot of people fell through these trap doors and they died that way because they fell and broke their neck or whatever. So I'm sure that a lot of people died just doing this like dead drop stuff.
So where I have questions about the trapdoor stuff. Where are these trapdoors?
It would be like in the saloons and stuff like that, and like the floor with the saloon owner would be like in on it.
That's so fucking crazy when you think about it.
It's crazy.
You like just go to have a drink and then some guy next to you just fucking falls through the floor and he's gone forever.
I think what they would.
It's such a different world, man.
I think that this was like the 1800s, and this was like you know, lawless.
Well,
like,
that's even crazy for the 1800s. I've never heard of something like that. It's really,
I think it was
really
like
interesting.
Like I think it was like a lawless type play. Even like I went to super cool. This is like side Portland story. I went to a movie theater.
Shanghaied.
What I didn't get. Thankfully, I didn't get shanghaied. I went to a movie theater once that was like the movie theater was in, and it was in like a 200-year-old or 150-year-old building that was built to honor the Lewis and Clark expedition for settling, for like going across America and like, you know, leading travelers to the Portland area. And this movie theater was just like, it was in the old Lewis and Clark like memorial place, and it was like, oh, they built this place because 20 years before this city was founded. Yeah. So it's like I've seen there's a lot of weird old architecture in the Pacific Northwest.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I would like to visit one time. Maybe we do a little trip, Jamie. We visit.
Jamie, this is it. We got to once we get monetized, there's going to be a goal. This is it. No, there's a lot of haunted play. I mean, there's places like the Shanghai tour. There's so many places that I would love to, like, if we ever got to do a live investigation, would be really fun to do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
But yeah, thank you, Eshin, for submitting your story. Very
okay.
creepy.
On to the next one. I guess we'll do another person that known as George Hochter. Now I believe
George Hochter,
the one I
my arch nemesis.
Yes.
Dr. George Miller Hochter.
George Hochter has a story for you guys, for you, Tom and Noah.
Wow.
So
you didn't get Hochter to narrate his own story?
No, he did narrate his own story. This is
okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So he's narrating this one. There is no video or anything, so you guys are just gonna listen to this one. But I got
audio.
This is audio only.
Yeah. Wait, hold on before you start, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Tom, do you have your listening ears on?
I do. I got them. I'm ready.
Right. Just making sure.
False
alarm. I'm ready to hear Hochter's dulcet. Hochter's a voice actor, so I'm ready to hear Hochter's dulcet tones here.
Here we go. Yeah.
Sensual voice.
Yep.
Scary stories to fall asleep to. Here we go. Oh, sorry. I'll just have that play.
Don't skip to the end. Spoilers.
I know.
It's just Hochter just pranks us. It's just him screaming.
Sure.
That would be
needing some
fucking terrible
submissions for stories. This is just kind of some strange stuff that's happened to me over my time, but I manage servers for a local company in my area. And when I first started out, I had a lot of these older guys who were telling me, yeah, just, make sure you're getting plenty of sleep, you're keeping on your sleep schedule, and just don't let small little things freak you out. And I had no idea what they were talking about at first. But one night, about a few months into the job, when I was getting used to everything, I was sitting in this dark room that we normally sit in with the servers and just keep an eye on all the diagnostics for them. And I look in the corner of my eye. It was probably about 3 a.m. I look in the corner of my eye and I see this head move. Like it was almost like somebody was behind the server rack and ducked back through the walkway for it. So I got up and I went to look, and there was nobody there. And I thought that was weird because most people don't start showing up till about 4 or 5. And when I was telling this to one of the older guys who used to work here before he retired, he just said, "Oh, you saw one of the shadow guys." And I looked at him and it's like, "Shadow guys, what do you mean?" He said, "Yeah, they show up every so often, especially whenever you're not getting enough sleep or you're just really stressed out." And I looked and I was like, "So like what? It's in my head?" Or I said, I don't know. I've seen them a few times too, and they're okay as long as you just just ignore them. Don't let them become a main part of what it is that you think about." And I still think about that. So I'm not exactly sure what it was that I saw, if it was a shadow guy or if it was just something moving in my corner of my eye. But I always make sure to get some good sleep for the start of the week.
There you go. Lovely.
So, see, the only thing I don't like about ghost stories where it's like other people are so nonchalant about the ghosts, because he said the other people are like, "Yeah, those are the shadow people. Of course, we hang out with them all the time." Like, what is that?
Yeah, that's that in the server room. That's Zippy, the Shadowman.
Oh, you also saw the shadow people. Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. Also, that's the kind of thing where I think it would be brought, like I would hope that it would be like brought up when you get hired on for the job. Oh, this place is haunted, by the way. It's a good story. Hawker told it well.
Mhm.
I feel like, not to debunk it, but I feel like I'd be curious to know if he had more experiences besides, like, he just said he got plenty of sleep after. I'd be curious to know if he had more experiences or if this was,
well, the
maybe,
way he explained it is that the other guy said that if you don't get enough sleep, you see the shadow people.
which is weird. Yeah.
Which is weird, right? Like, why would sleep play into seeing a ghost?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, I don't know.
More open to suggestion or something at that point.
Yeah.
Good story though. Thanks for
It is a good story. Yeah.
Thank you for submitting it, Hawker. I don't know. I don't know how I feel. It's weird that it's localized entirely to a server room, and
yeah, like I wish we get a little bit more history of why it's the server room. Like, did he explain it? Am I misremembering?
No, he did. He. It was just from the way that I interpreted the story is it sounded like he worked late at night and he was alone in a dark room monitoring the servers, and they would often see something hiding behind the server racks. But yeah, I'm curious why was there a head behind the server racks?
Yeah, like what is the history of the place?
Right, it's like an IT guy went to go plug. Right,
he got shocked and died.
He went to unplug the Wi-Fi router and got electrocuted one day, and now he lives behind the server racks or something.
Now he watches as you set up servers
forever.
Dude, as you said that, my closet fucking opened.
No, it's a ghost.
Oh, maybe it's the IT guy.
It's the IT. It's the IT guy.
Oh, it's the IT guy, dude. No, I like that. Thank you, Hawker.
Yeah,
for your
good
submission.
story. Good story.
Yeah.
Good story.
All right, this next one I narrated, and I'll be honest, we'll have to hope that I put in the correct take because I didn't get a chance to check if I did. So if at any point you just hear me go, fuck, it's the wrong take.
Oh,
we'll find out.
This story is not going to start off with it was a hot night in the
it's not going to end up like that.
In the New York campground, and Noah decided to take his shirt off before he retired for the evening. But then, out of the corner of his eye, he saw a rustle coming through the bushes, and out stepped the sexiest Bigfoot that you've ever seen.
Wow, truly incredible.
I really hope there's not 5 submissions next time we do this of that.
It could be the
I really hope people
submissions.
I really hope everyone takes this seriously next time it has a real submission. All right. Who's the next one?
All right, this one is from I don't know how you say this name, NAC or NAC. Yeah. Okay.
NAC.
So this one, I titled it "Hearing Noises in Their Sister's Home." So let's see if this is the correct take.
I will say that whatever this is going to sound more professional and serious because it's being narrated by a British person.
That's true.
That means it's true because the British person
That's
said
from
it.
Texas. So this is like complete opposites here.
Like you could literally you could submit the biggest load of bullshit that I've ever heard. If Jamie narrates it, I'm gonna go, yeah, it sounds possible. All right.
That's why I'm offering people to tell their bullshit stories, and then I'll narrate it, and then we could see what happens when we narrate it.
All right, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for Jamie's voice acting.
Okay, but this is a ghost story. So here we go. So last year, my sister moved into a new home, and at the same time, she had my niece. Well, whenever my sister wants to have a night out, she'll ask me to watch over her, and I always say yes. The first night I watched her, everything was fine, and nothing seemed off. But it was the second night when things started to take a turn. I like to have YouTube playing in the background while I sleep, but that night the TV wouldn't connect to the Wi-Fi, so I decided to move from the guest room to the living room to sleep. But then that TV wouldn't work either. I figured the Wi-Fi must have stopped working, so tried restarting it a couple of times, and after a few attempts it just wasn't working. So I headed back to the guest room to just sleep there instead. But that's when the neighbor's dogs started barking. Now they only start barking if someone is in the backyard, or at least if they think they see someone in the backyard. I looked outside, turned all the lights on, and no one was there. I figured they were just barking for the sake of it, so I just went back inside and headed off to bed. But then I thought I heard faint knocking on the walls. I stopped, waited to see if I could hear it again, but nothing happened, so I just went to my room to sleep. Well, every so often I would still hear those noises, or other things. Floors creaking, knocking, things moving outside, and every time I got up to look around the house, nothing was there. I was awake for at least 2 hours before I finally fell asleep, trying to make sure no one was there. I told my sister about this and what I heard in the morning, and she said she hears some things too, all the time, at night.
Ooh.
And she also thinks the house is haunted. Since then, it hasn't been as bad, but the nights are still pretty creepy as I hear a lot of noises. I swear the last time I was there, I heard someone open the front door and walk in even though I knew no one was there. TLDR, I always hear something going on during the nights at my sister's house, and she thinks it's haunted. There we go.
Wow. Okay. Wait, did you like ad-lib any of that, or is that verbatim what Knack wrote?
There might have been a couple of words here and there, but that's pretty much everything they wrote.
Pretty much it.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good story, dude. I like that. That's pretty
Definitely
good.
creepy.
Okay, so
no, you go ahead.
I have one thing, Tom. Okay. What if it is a person seeking the toes of Knack?
Oh,
And does all the noises he's hearing, the rustling, is someone waiting for him to fall asleep to suck his toes.
Another toe sucker.
Another toe sucker. Yeah. A second toe sucker. A copycat, if you will.
100% possible. I mean, I think that this is an epidemic. I do think, because the house that I grew up in, I don't know what your house was like growing up. I grew up the house that I grew up in was a super old farmhouse that my great grandfather had built, and like my grandmother lived in it, but then my mother, and then like my brother and I ended up living in it. So super old house. I think they built it in like whatever it was, like 1900 or something, and it remained largely unchanged for that amount of time. So I do think that like hearing about like, creaks and like cracks and like hearing noises, I do think there's something to an old house, like a house that has history, that inherently it's spooky.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, ooh, that's like old house.
Yeah. I've lived in old houses too. I know exactly what you mean. It's just like a feeling. It's an eerie feeling. But I mean, to be fair, and again, I'm going to try to remain an open mind with a lot of these ghost stories or the haunted stories or the stuff. But it is a sign of like old houses, right? They just make a lot of noise. A lot of things happen.
Yeah. I think you have a feeling like I remember even growing up, the scare, and I think this is true of a lot of places, but the house that I grew up in, you had to do your laundry, you had to go into the basement, and like the stairs were old and rickety, and like the basement was like full of cobwebs and like gross, and like there were things that had probably been down there since my grandmother was a child. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like old boxes of like whatever. So I definitely, it had a feeling, but at the same time, I do think a lot of this stuff is like even being afraid of that basement, I was like, oh, this is just like an old house. I was like, it's just like an old fruit cellar.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, not to like to play both sides. I think old houses are creepy, and like there's definitely something to that. But I do think a lot of the old houses, a lot of the old property, it's like, yeah, it's just like a house. It's like, that wood is 100 years old and it's just making weird noises.
Just making weird noises, air pressure changes, things like that.
Still
but
scary.
To be fair, hearing the door open and someone walk
weird.
in,
Yeah, that's weird.
That's a toe sucker.
That was that was the thing. It wasn't a ghost at all. That was the toe sucker.
The toe sucker was coming for him.
He
sure.
just came. He just opened the door. Just like he was getting ready. When you felt a little tug on your sock.
I need that as a soundbite of Tom going.
It's a good thing we don't have blurp on. No, but yeah, it's a good story. I definitely think that some places, and I've told this on the other streams, but my friends and I broke into that abandoned slaughterhouse when we were younger, and that place definitely had a feeling. Like I think so many things like died there, like animals, that it had a like. I was like, oh, I've never felt a place that had like I'm like, this place feels haunted.
Yeah,
it had like an oppressive feeling. So I definitely think that places can hold energy, and I think that places can hold feelings.
Well, yeah, I mean, he said that the TV wasn't working. None of the things were working. The Wi-Fi wasn't working, right? What is that in ghost hunting? I see it all the time in ghost. What is that? Ghost hunters with the electromagnetic stuff that they use EMF.
That's a real thing that like, well, it's like, I think that the idea behind it is that to manifest themselves, the ghosts need that electrical energy. So they're like siphoning that energy from your environment. And like, that's like, I'm not a parapsychologist, so don't quote me on this, but my understanding of it is that they draw that energy from the environment, and like that's why like Wi-Fi doesn't work, like lights go on and off, because like to manifest themselves, the ghosts, the spiritual presences are like drawing from that. So it could be like I'm not going to discount it. I've never seen. I'll put it that way. I think I'm like you. I would like to think that I'm very open-minded, and I like to think that I'm like a true believer, but I've never seen anything that would make me go, I want to see it. Like I want to believe. I'm Agent Mulder in the X-Files. I want to believe, but I haven't actually seen it. And like I want to see it.
Who's Agent Mulder?
That's gonna be a whole different thing. That's gonna be I think we've got to have some sort of like extra thing where it's like Patreon exclusive. We make Noah watch every episode of the X-Files.
I mean, I'd do it, dude. It sounds cool. It does sound cool. There is one thing. I think I have seen something, but well, first we'll get to the next submission because there's only one more submission left, right, Jeremy?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, so we'll do the next one before I take up the time with my stupid ass stuff, right? So we'll let that happen. But I do have something that I would like to share too.
All right. Let's do it. Okay, so the final story is from Pi in the Discord.
Let's go. Thanks, Pi. And thank you.
Go.
That was Knack.
It was Knack,
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you, Knack.
Thank you, Knack.
All right. Final one. I share a room with my twin sister, and we each have our own beds at opposite ends of the room in the corners. One night, as I'm sleeping facing the wall, my back is to my sister's bed. I feel her gently try to pull my hair up towards the ceiling from behind me. I tell her to knock it off. Without a doubt, she's just trying to fuck with me. But when she stays quiet, I turn around to face her, assuming she's trying to scare me because she's bored or can't sleep. But instead, I see her asleep in her own bed, facing me. There would be absolutely no way for her to have gotten there so quickly from when I asked her to piss off, on top of doing it without making any noise. So I realize she's actually sleeping and not faking it. Now, I'm a logical person, so I try to think what else could it have been. But the window was closed, so there's no draft. The fan is off, so no wind. And it wasn't like I was moving or the hair was gently falling because of gravity, since the sensation was as if it was something gently picking it up towards the ceiling, which is impossible without some kind of external force, energy. I decide to face her as I sleep, just in case. A few months later, I'm sleeping in my older brother's room, because he was sleeping on the bed in the basement, and it's dark. I'm on my iPad, and everyone else is sleeping, I assume, when I hear my sister whisper my name. I respond back with, "What?" But it's quiet, so I return to my iPad. A minute later, I hear it again, so I respond a bit louder. Insert sister's name, yeah? Keep in mind, my door's closed, and I hear her outside the door. I finally pause my video to hear better and wait. When I hear one more whisper, I exit the room to find nobody's there, and my sister's room, the door, is closed. I open it and find her sleeping. When I tell her about it the next day, she said to me and decided that I should never respond if I ever hear someone whispering my name at night. So I was worried I did a taboo or something, but it never happened again, thankfully. Just some weird, unexplained mishaps. Could have been my imagination.
Wow.
Creepy.
That is really creepy.
The first thing
Yeah,
I
that
thought of
very
is
creepy.
the first thing that came to mind is so that's something that I've heard about in like ghost stories, ghost stuff, is that if you hear a voice, you're not supposed to respond to it, because if you respond to it, you're like opening a door, and like that's opening, like that's
really?
like yeah. So if you hear something trying to like contact you, you're not supposed to interact with it, because if you do, you're like inviting its presence in.
Huh.
So not to worry you, Pi, but
Well, she
don't
totally
think-
she totally responded, so she's fucked, right?
Yeah, I don't think you should have responded. But that is something that like if you hear a voice, you're supposed to like not interact with it.
Yeah, I think it's the same with toe suckers as well.
With the toe suckers, yeah.
You don't want to let those guys in either.
Well, I mean, if you interact with them and you go ooh, like while they're doing it, that's you're inviting them to stay. That's not a that's not a good idea either. But yeah, like I've heard that story. I've read a few books on like parapsychology and like hauntings and stuff like that, but that's like a rule that like if you hear a voice or something trying to communicate with you, you're not supposed to communicate back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's crazy. The hair thing, that's
The hair
really
thing is weird too.
Hair thing
I
is
mean,
really really weird.
I mean, to be honest, and like I've heard that this sounds like a very, if this sounds like an actual, okay, I'll back it up. I'd be curious to know in a future follow-up, if Pi is willing, to know more about the history of
the house.
It sounds to me like if this is something that's trying to interact with you like that, and something that's like physically like touching you, this sounds like a more active haunting, and that to me is interesting, and I'd be curious to know more about the history of the property. Like, did something happen there, or like
You
did
should hold
anything
a seance.
Yeah, just have a Ouija board to ask it very directly. Come into the room right now. Don't
Ouija board it. Yeah.
No. I do think that, judging from what I know about hauntings, this haunting already sounds really active. So doing something like that, like a Ouija board, it would be very dangerous for Pi.
Oh, you think it'd be dangerous? Why?
If there's already something trying to interact with Pi and like touching them, I think that like trying to communicate further could be very bad. So I would
but
not.
What if it's a nice
that.
ghost?
I don't think it is.
Yeah, but we're always talking about the bad ghost. What if it's a nice ghost?
It's not like it's like, oh no, it's the ghost of a supermodel that just wants to like rub oil all over me. It's not that. It's not that. It never is.
Are you sure? It could be the ghost of a supermodel that wants to rub oil everywhere.
I don't think that it, well, I mean, that happened in Ghostbusters.
Did it actually?
Like that scene?
I don't remember Ghostbusters at all.
So there's a scene in Ghostbusters that it took me until I was an adult to realize what happened in the movie. This is true. You can watch the movie, and as a child, I didn't understand what was happening, and I watched it as an adult, and I was like, oh, what? But there's a scene in the movie where there's a ghost that comes into the firehouse, takes off Dan Aykroyd's pants, and gives him a blowjob.
What?
In the movie.
What?
This happens in Ghostbusters, the movie.
What? I don't, dude. Honestly, I don't remember Ghostbusters. I saw it when I was a kid, and that's it. I haven't seen it again.
It unzips his pants, and then his eyes go cross-eyed as it's giving him a blow. This is so in Ghost. Watch Ghostbusters. Okay, to the chat. If you watch the movie Ghostbusters, the 1984 comedy, there's a scene in the movie where Dan Aykroyd, there's a ghost in there. Dan Aykroyd's belt comes unbuckled. His pants go zip, and they go down, and then he goes cross-eyed and goes, whoa, because the ghost is doing things to him. It's in the movie Ghostbusters. It took me until I was an adult to realize that was happening in the movie.
That is crazy. So back to the seance thing.
Well, the obvious joke is that Dan Aykroyd could then say, "Bustin' makes me feel good."
Yeah, that's fair.
Yep,
Yeah, okay.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, but to go back to the seance thing, my landlord complained recently to us, talking about another tenant in a different house that he owns. Apparently, the ceiling of their living room collapsed due to too many candles being lit in their living room because they were holding a seance.
How many candles are we talking about here? Like 10,000?
I would assume it was an absurd amount of candles. I mean, how many candles do you need for a seance? How does that work? I don't know.
I mean, a couple. I don't think you need that many. I like 2, 3, 4.
Is it more candles, more power, more ghosts you can?
I don't think that's how a seance. I don't think that's how a seance. I don't think that's how. I don't think that's how a seance works necessarily.
Yeah.
This sounds like they had an exorbitant amount of candles.
Yeah, no, like a ridiculous amount.
I'm sure that they were
melt the ceiling.
Is the person like the president of Yankee Candle or something? They have.
I have no idea. I have no
quite
idea.
a few.
It's crazy. Yeah. Imagine
is
that
crazy.
though, as like a landlord, just being like, "Oh, they're having another seance. No, no, not the seance tenants. No."
Oh yeah, that's crazy. I'd be curious to know how many candles they had. Also, thank you, Pi, for that story. If you're willing, please get back to us. Let us know if there's a history of your house, and please, if there is a spirit trying to communicate with you in the future. I am not an expert when it comes to like ghost stuff, but I do know that you're not supposed to communicate with it, and I also would not do anything else that opens that energy up into your house. I would not do like a Ouija board or anything like that.
You should directly contact them.
No.
Make sure you're speaking directly to the ghost. Say you need to be and tell it to appear in front of you. That's what you need.
On Discord, and I'm reading the live chat for anybody listening on Spotify. Yes, if you want to leave it in that same place that you submitted your story, I'd be curious if there was any.
I think it's called viewer tales, correct?
The viewer tales on
viewer tales
on the Discord. But yeah, that it is interesting because it does sound like there's something trying to and again, I'm not an expert, but this almost sounds like demonic. Because that's like
demonic.
Well, because it's something impersonating it's something that's impersonating a person.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's trying to communicate and it's trying to get you to interact with it. This doesn't sound like a ghost to me. This sounds like something else. So that's why I say trying to communicate with this would be not a good idea. And I would advise against it.
Put salt on your door.
Yeah.
Put salt everywhere.
Yeah.
Live
Put
with
salt. Yeah, I know that salt is like a salt does help, but yeah, this doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound like it doesn't sound like Cindy Crawford's ghost is like coming over with the bottle of oil. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No. I have something to share, and it's really short and sweet, and I really don't know what to think of it even, but the only time I've ever kind of felt like something weird has happened to me is when I was a kid. I went to go like make something in the oven, and through the oven's reflection, I saw a clown standing on my table.
I mean, this sounds demonic too. This isn't good.
And when I looked, it wasn't there, and that's literally the entire story. And I've always been like, "That's fucking weird."
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the show Severance?
I have.
Just to paint you a picture, where he lives is, and I'm telling you, to the place that he lives in the show is where I used to live, in Nyack, New York.
Is that where that office building was?
No, not the building. The office building was somewhere else.
Oh, like the house, like
the house that he lives
community.
in. He lives in like a blue townhouse. I lived in that exact one that he was in. I figured that out recently because I watched Severance for the first time, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Wait, what the fuck? Hold on, what the fuck?" I had to call my mom, and I was like, "Mom, watch the first episode of Severance. What is that?" And she's like, "That's our house. What the hell?"
Well, I don't want to burst your bubble, but MfNoah, that's how we met you. We met you at the MfNoah at the office.
Yeah.
Jamie and I are still awake. But you don't remember any of this. Jamie and I are working with you at the office.
Every time we turn off stream, we go back to our normal lives.
We just go back. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, we just go back to our normal lives. I don't know, Jamie. Have you finished Severance yet? I know you were starting it, avoiding it.
Yeah, I think I've caught up. Yeah, I caught up with it. Yeah, pretty much. I watched it with my parents. So
I've only seen one episode, and I should have kept continued just because of that link I had to it. But it was
you became too terrified.
I became way too terrified.
Well, this does sound, and I think Pi as well. I think that like these Pies doesn't exactly sound like a ghost, and this doesn't sound like a ghost because it's like something else meant like it's like manifesting as something else. Maybe it was something trying to scare you. I don't know.
I definitely was freaked out. After that. But that was like the only time that's ever, and it was when I was a kid. So when I think about it, I don't believe in ghosts. I think about like I had a developing brain as a child and like imagination bullshit, right?
Yeah, I think has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, like your brain lags for a second and you
can misremember things as well. Like certain things like develop as you get older.
That's true too.
It sounds to me like maybe you caught something out of the corner of your eye, and then as you've maybe overactive imagination, and then it's like the memory has changed over time, possibly. I don't know.
I don't know. I just remember as a kid being like telling my mom it was like a clown. I know what pizza I was trying to make too. It was a DiGiorno Deluxe.
We've hit the hour mark, by the way, as well.
Wow. Right in time. Perfect. Well, thank you everybody who has submitted your viewer stories. Those were good. I can't wait. I can't wait for the next one. If you would like to submit viewer stories, I will say to anybody listening on Spotify, to anybody who's on YouTube right now, the Discord should be linked on our YouTube channel. Please go to our Discord. You can submit your story under viewer tales. Once a month, we will read them. Eventually, we may do call-ins, but we're trying to build everything up first, and this is an easier way to make sure that we can get to everything. So you can submit your stories. Jamie will narrate them. Or
I think that's really cool, by the way, having Jamie narrate them. Perfect.
Jamie is a very good narrator, and you could get Jamie to narrate. Do not send us softcore Bigfoot erotica of a very sexy, well-muscled Bigfoot having its way with Noah. Don't Don't do that. Nobody wants to read that.
Okay.
If you did do that, though, please submit those on Discord, and Jamie will narrate them for the next episode.
Yep. 100%. Jamie said he would.
Well, I think that concludes today's episode. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Please give us a like, give us a follow, share us with your friends. We are the MadBox Podcast. If you would like to see more of the show, please consider signing up to our Patreon. And we do a little bonus show every week. We're going to go over to the bonus show right now. Thank you all for being here. Noah?
Yep. And before we go, last week's bonus show was pretty good. Just saying, dude. It was pretty good. We watched LA Beast. We looked inside of LA Beast's intestines, and I'll just leave it at that. Yeah. I'll leave it at that.
Who knows what we're going to look into this time? Well, all right, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week. And if you're going over to the after show, we'll see you on the after show. Take care. Stay mad, y'all.
Stay mad. Bye.